is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. This episode is sponsored by Adrian Ashton, an untypical enterprise consultant helping people and organisations deal with uncertainty. Adrian is the global best-selling author of Loving Your Doubt that smashes conventional wisdom about imposter syndrome. He is also now a top 100 bestseller on Amazon with his new book, Flushed, about 20 years of adventures in a business he never meant to create. In his day job, Adrian is an authority on social enterprises from local, regional and national organisations, including the DTI and Bank of England. Described by some clients as a tiger-striped chaise longue with pink flamingo cushions, Adrian has used his position to deliver support to local groups and national projects to high acclaim. He is also working to better raise the profile, understanding and support for the hundreds of thousands of unpaid carers who are also running their own businesses, but who are otherwise struggling in silence. The appreciation he receives has been not only from the direct individuals and communities his work has impacted upon, but others, including support agencies and international governments. Interested in working with Adrian? Head to adrianashton.co.uk or check out the show notes for this episode. Hello, you bloody gorgeous people, and welcome to this episode where we are going to be talking about how the world is draining you of your capacity. I'm going to have a bit of a rant, I think, so I make no apologies for that. Let's get stuck in. When I was looking at doing this season about stepping into our power, I started with looking up some definitions on the good old search engine of what power is anyway. And the first definition that I was given is that power is the ability or capacity to do something or act in a particular way. And I think that's a really important definition because if we think about being powerful, we probably do think about our abilities. But do we think about our capacity? We all have the most incredible abilities, more than we give ourselves credit for most of the time, but we all have incredible abilities to do amazing things. But do we have the capacity to use those abilities the way that we want to? Because our abilities really aren't the problem. The problem is that the world is draining us of our capacity. So you'll have heard the phrase, knowledge is power. And in this instance, knowledge of how the world around us strips us of our power is incredibly important. We cannot change the world alone. We cannot change it in one fell swoop, but we can see things as they really are. Clarity, seeing clearly, that is powerful. So let me bring you some no BS clarity right now. Your emotionally immature partner is draining your capacity. Your boomer parents and their lack of respect for your boundaries are draining your capacity. The way that parenting is marketed to us is draining your capacity, whether you're a parent or not. The message that we should all be having babies and then finding them the most delightful and special part of our lives every single day and bending ourselves towards making Instagrammable memories with them 100% of the time, keeping our species going by creating more humans, has become a marketing cesspit of expectations, demands, criticisms, and total bullshit that is absolutely draining the life force out of everyone. School emails are draining your capacity. If you are not a parent of a school-age child, just don't ask, okay? Just don't ask. Just be grateful that you don't know. Social expectations are draining your capacity. How many things do you find yourself doing because you should? Because of what someone like you does? Because it's expected of someone of your gender or culture or community or whatever? You know, just how many things in your day are you finding yourself doing or trying to fit on your task list And really, it's just because you feel like you should. Oh, I should, or I have to because blah, blah, blah. It's not something you want to do. It's not something you care deeply about. It's not something you're passionate about. It's not filling your life with unbridled joy. I'm not suggesting that everything we do has to be those things, but how many things in your day are just, oh, well, because I'm a mum, because I'm a business owner, because I'm a man, because I'm a woman, because I'm whatever, because I'm this, that, and the other, because I'm someone of this age, because I'm someone of this culture, because I'm someone of this religion, because I'm a person who's this, who's that, therefore I should. How much of that nonsense is draining the life force out of you every day and just taking up way too much of your time and headspace? Trying to be a neurotypical white male is draining your capacity, even if you are a neurotypical white male, because the expectation of what that looks like is stripping men of their power to be themselves, like all the time. And for the rest of us, the world is set up in ways that, it's not even modern neurotypical white men. The world is set up in ways that made sense to Victorian men who ran factories, essentially. And we're still trying to fit into those norms. Set working hours, set working days, hierarchies, consistency, worrying we're not good enough or working hard enough, worrying we're going to get into trouble. It's all from like 200 years ago and things that were set up in the Industrial Revolution. I'm not about to give you a history lesson, but the way the world is now, it's not natural or normal. This whole 9 to 5 and 3 meals a day and wake up at this time and go to bed at that time, it's all made up, right? You know that. Yeah. This whole 5 days a week and a weekend, it's all made up. It's not, it's not part of the natural order of things. Animals don't have Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. It's all totally made up. And we're desperately trying to fit into it and feeling bad if we don't, or feeling radical if we don't. And yet it's just made up nonsense. And it's draining us so much. Living by the invisible rule book is draining your capacity. We all have one, right? If you're lucky, you've been able to make yours visible. So at least you can see the rules that are running your life. But for many of us, we don't even realize that we were given rules as children. We know some of the rules we were given. We were told, don't do this, do that. Fine. We were specifically given those. But we all picked up the other rules, didn't we? Like what good girls do, what nice boys do, what we do if we're this, what we do if we're that, what we do to be normal, what kind of things are weird. All of these things we just picked up as kids and just took in. And we think that's just how things are. Yet all of the reasons that you don't do the things you really want to do are part of this invisible rule book. Again, people my age don't do that. People like me can't do that. I'm no good at that. I'd embarrass myself if I did that. Invisible rules all over the place that you believe to be actual truth. Total bullshit. Absolute nonsense. Or maybe some of them are really good. Maybe some of the rules you were given when you were growing up and some of the things that you were taught to live by actually work really well for you. But we only know that when we're clear on what they are. So I'm not saying you throw it all out. I'm saying you have a good look at it. All those little voices, all those instinctive things. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. Why? Look at it. Look it full in the face. I was taught I'm no good at sport. I was taught that people like us don't understand science. I was taught all kinds of absolute nonsense. And when I look at it, it's laughable. Things I was taught about what it is to be a good mother or a wife or a woman or a human or someone British or just all this rubbish. And some of it is useful, but you've got to sift through a lot of crap to find the useful bits. And maybe you don't have anything useful. Maybe you were never given anything useful. So we start afresh. But it's looking at it clearly. What is in your invisible rule book? Trying to have sex and relationships the way that they are on TV is draining your capacity. Your natural sensuality has been shamed and contorted by the media so much that you think you don't like sex or you're not any good at it or your body doesn't work like it should. Bullshit. The truth is that the breadth of human sexuality is so diverse and complex that it's impossible to depict on TV. So it's been reduced to missionary for good girls, woman on top for empowered girls, and being bent over if you're a slut. Where does that leave everybody and everything else? Where does that leave every other gender? Where does that leave every other desire, every other body type, ability? Oh, it's all in the shame bucket. When it should all be gloriously available to us. Our only restriction should be our own imagination. And yet so much of it has been stripped away from us and put into little boxes. Are you a this, that, or the other? Are you an A, B, or a C? Fill in this quiz to find out which position you like best. Fill in this quiz to find out what kind of relationship you should have. A, B, or C, people. A, B, or C. This is the entirety of human experience being reduced to these tiny little boxes. And when we don't fit into them, we think we're doing something wrong, or we think there's no other choices. Total bullshit. Media as a whole is draining you of your power. Every moment you give to it gives away a little more. The lie that we need to be informed is keeping people paying attention to media that has us so fearful we're sedated by it, in a stupor of negativity that just leaves us unable to move forward in any way. It keeps us so irritated and annoyed and outraged that we forget how to see the human beings in front of us who actually deserve compassion. Our opinions and worries and plans are being formed by a handful of unbelievably rich people whose only goal, let's be honest, is to stay unbelievably rich. Are you seeing a pattern here? Your capacity, your power, is being drained out of you every day by people and things external to you. Is this your fault? Nope. Everyone else is having exactly the same thing done to them. All of us, all of our power is flowing away towards a handful of people and organizations who really don't deserve to have it. It's not your fault. It's not our fault, but it is our responsibility. If we want to live a happier and more fulfilled life, if we want to find our power and use it in a meaningful way, it's our responsibility to think about this stuff. This is the real stuff. I always say this. I talk about the real stuff. When I talk about a happier life, I don't mean, oh, get your nails done more often. Oh, paint your wall pink. I mean, feel free. I talk about the actual stuff that makes a difference to our actual lives. Is the answer to go and live as a hermit up a mountain away from all other humans? Well, possibly. I think it sounds like a great idea. I'm all in favour, but no, that isn't the only answer. A more realistic option is to focus far, far, far less on what's outside of us and start with what is inside of us. Because too many of us are like empty shells that are just filled up every day by bullshit that comes in from the outside. We're not really empty, but we've never been shown, or we've forgotten how to access what's actually already within us. Because all of us have gut instincts and knowledge and desires and dreams, things that bring us joy. We all have our own set of values, and these can inform our boundaries and our choices, but only if we know how to find them, without looking for them on the outside. Because when we find our foundation and nurture it and strengthen it and become confident in like the core of who we are, then all of our choices become rooted in that instead of being rooted in the invisible rule book. And this affects everything, right? From like choosing the right relationship right down to the way we do our grocery shopping. Yeah, that all of this stuff, it can either be influenced by marketing and unhelpful stories, other people's opinions, childhood rules, and all that crap. Or it can all be influenced, everything from like the career we choose to how we line up our herbs and spices in the cupboard. I don't know, like everything, right, can be influenced by who we truly are, what we truly know, and how we truly want our lives to be. Okay, we do not have to have it all influenced from the outside. it can be influenced by what's inside us. We all have enough inside us to do that, I promise you. So I want you to throw out all of the rules. Every single one. Every single one. I'm not saying don't live by any rules. I'm not saying that. I'm saying throw them all out and start afresh with a blank sheet of paper. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, even that one. Yep, even that. Get rid of them all. And then start afresh. What do you want the rules to be for you? How do you want to show up in the world? What do you truly believe in? You do know. I know you think you don't. You do know. So is this all going to be really easy to do then? No. Hell no. I never pretend that any of this stuff is easy. And we can hear my little pup Esme in the background woofing her agreement. None of this stuff is easy. But it is essential to a lifetime of feeling good instead of feeling shit. And we are so done with feeling shit. So where do we start when it all feels overwhelming? You know where we start. By being excessively kind to ourselves. And by remembering that we deserve to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of life. And stick with me, because we're going to be talking about how to maintain, nurture, and claim back our capacity. Speak to you next time. Thank you so much for listening. It's great to have you along for the ride. Are you already a member of my Happier Life Hub? If not, it's time for you to join. For just £20 per month, you get access to a huge library of resources to help you to banish the BS and live your happiest life. Plus a supportive community, online meetups, and access to me via the DMs. It's like having me in your pocket 24/7. Head to happier-life.co.uk/hub for more details.